Hello everyone, I'm Q and today I beat the Roaring Knight without taking a single hit. And I'll tell you how you can get better at the Roaring Knight fight and possibly even beat him without taking any damage. First, I'll show you the fight where I actually beat him without any commentary, and after that I will analyze the same fight and talk about the strategies that I used and you could use to beat him. I will be talking about it with my experience of fighting the Roaring Knight for over 10 hours, so after this, definitely go and check out other people's videos because there most definitely is useful stuff others know that I haven't experienced. That being said, here's the Roaring Knight fight where I didn't take a single hit. Holy damn, that took way too long. So this is the dialogue. Chris coughed. The enemy slowly tilted its head. Ah. So he coughed as like, the fight's too easy. Bro, come on, do something. The enemy slowly tilted its head though. That's interesting. So that was the whole fight, the way that I fought it, and in case you're wondering, this is my build, my weapons and defense items, in case you wanted to know that. For Chris, there's this, then for Susie, this setup, and for Rosé, this. You can pause the video, skip back, look at those more closely. Now, as you can see, Rosé doesn't have that much attack, even though I was attacking with him the most, other than, of course, Susie and Rootbuster. He has a bunch of healing that I don't use, so on average, you're probably going to be fine. Whatever items that you have, you're going to be able to still use the same strategies that I use and get basically the same result. So that's all fine. On to the actual fight now. The first thing that I do is act with Chris and attack with Susie and Rosé. This is the only time in the whole fight that I act. So the first thing I do is act with Chris, Roaring Knight, and then click on Hold Breath. What it does, it makes your heart a little bit faster. I haven't tested it, how much faster, so you need to test that for yourself or find it somewhere else. But it says that it makes your heart faster, so I do it every time. I hold the breath with Chris, as you can see, hold breath, and attack with Susie and attack with Rosé. As you can see here, Chris held their breath, their heartbeat quickened, the soul now moves faster, so that's what it says. I didn't bother looking it up, because it probably isn't lying, but you can check just in case. That's the first turn, and you attack with Susie and Rosé. Also, quick note, if you hit the attack perfectly on, so in this case, I hit it perfectly on, it flashes yellow, then you get more TP than if you don't hit it. So in this case, I get 6 TP per attack, that is perfect. So 6 and then another 6 is 12. If you didn't hit it on, you get like 4 or 5, depending on how far you are, I think. So yeah, basically just try to hit it as perfectly as possible each time, you're gonna get more TP. So on to the first attack of the fight, is what I call the first star attack. The first star attack is pretty easy, it's the first one of the fight, so you can, even if you fail, get hit, you can just try again immediately. Two things that I want to say about this attack. First of all, the way that you dodge it is you stand either in the middle or a little bit to the left. As you can see here, I immediately move to the left a little bit and stay about there the whole time and just go up and down, dodge it. Sometimes I go a little bit to the left and it's easier to dodge because they're also going to the left. But if you go too much to the left, their hitbox get big and you can accidentally get hit. And once they turn red, you immediately need to look for an open spot. So in this case, you can see here, there's an open spot. So you need to look about here on the line here, an open spot. So this is the only real open spot. So I know that it will move about halfway. So it will end up here. So I immediately know that because there's an open spot here and it's going to move to here, I need to end up here so that it explodes and I'm not next to any of the stars. So what I do is after a little bit of waiting, I immediately go here. As you can see, the attack, this open spot that was just here, it now moves to here and end up here. I don't see anything when it explodes because there's so much stuff going on. But once it stops exploding, you should start seeing your soul and you should start moving out of the way. You can see like little spots here and just move out the way as much as possible. Just don't get hit. You don't need to move too much because especially if you find that good spot, how I did, you're not going to get hit because they're going to be far away and you're going to be able to dodge pretty easily. But yes, essentially just see if there's any one of these projectiles very close to you and just move out the way. And that's it. This ended pretty quickly, probably because there were so many projectiles, so it just ended the attack quickly or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much this attack. Second thing I want to say about this attack is try to gather as much TP as possible. As you can see here, I immediately go to the middle to see where they come out of and immediately touch these as much as possible. So I touch these two, I touch this on the bottom, I also go to the left a little bit to touch them, but I also go to the left to dodge them. And then I go up here. Well, I tried to touch this, but I didn't manage to do that. And then I touch these. It gathers TP, you can see the outline, and then these two. And then what I did here is I stayed close to these two because it doesn't explode for a while and just gathered as much TP as possible. Just gather as much TP as possible. It's going to help you out in the fight. You're going to be able to play more Rootbusters in the end if you have more TP. I got very lucky. I gathered How much is this? 63 TP. Very, very lucky. You're normally going to get about 40 on average with the build that I have. So, but it's enough. As long as you get more than, I think it's 34, you're going to be fine. So if you don't get enough, try to get more TP. You don't really need it that much. You're still going to be able to play enough Root Busters, but the more TP, the better. Then, as you can see, I defend with Chris every turn. This is going to be the sequence. I defend with Chris, attack with Root Buster with Susie, and attack with Trollsay. That's my strategy. That is my general strategy. I just defend to get TP, attack with Root Buster, using that TP, and then attack with Trollsay, which also gives you back a little bit of TP. As you can see, attack 29-35. This was also a perfect attack. As you can see, it's yellow, so it gave me 6 TP. And this is the setup. Every attack you're going to see it. I defend, Root Buster, and attack with Trollsay. Unless I don't have enough TP, then I attack with everyone. And then next turn I have enough TP to continue doing this setup. Then going on to the second attack is the first knife attack. This is pretty easy. What you do is immediately as the knife spawns, you can see here it spawns and it takes quite a long time for it to actually attack you. So what you do here is you look at the knife and you look where it's going. It's either going diagonally, which means it doesn't really matter which way it's going, or it's going vertically, or sorry, horizontally or vertically. If it's going vertically, then you need to dodge left and right, and if it's horizontally, then you need to dodge up and down. If it's diagonally, it doesn't matter which way you dodge because you're going to be able to dodge. As you can see here, I dodged, well, diagonally. You don't need to do that. But then after you dodge, immediately after you look at the next knife and maybe even the next knife after that, and you see which way it is. This one is horizontally, so I know I need to go up because I'm stuck in a corner, so I go up. And then this one I see, all right, it's vertically, and I'm next to the right wall, so I need to go left. So I immediately go left, and then I see the next one spawn, and it's also vertically, so I know that I can just keep dodging left and right. So I do that. I dodge left, then I dodge right. I see that these spawn diagonally, and if they spawn diagonally, it doesn't matter which way you dodge, so you can just keep dodging the same way you did, and I did exactly that. I just keep dodging left and right, and then this spawns horizontally, so now I need to go down. So I go down, and these two spawn, well, vertically and diagonally, so I can just, again, left and right. So I go left and right. Simple as that. Nothing else to say about this attack. As you can see, I already have enough TP, but I still defend. I don't attack with Chris, because I know that if I attack with Chris, I'm not going to have enough TP either the next turn or after a few turns. And I'm going to just lose a Root Buster. So I keep defending with Chris, attacking with Root Buster Susie, and attacking with Trollsay. Also, forgot to mention, if you press your confirm key, which is, for me it's E, but by default it's Enter, so whatever your confirm key in the settings is, if you press it once the Root Buster attack reaches the enemy, it works in any fight, but in this fight particularly, you do need to use it if you want to get more damage in. When it's about on the enemy, you press the button either once or smash it multiple times, and it's going to do more damage. As you can see, it does 134. It would have done normally 120 or 122 if I didn't press anything. So it does that little extra damage if you want to get that in. Okay, moving on. So the next one is the jaw attack. Well, it looks like a jaw, so we'll just call it that. What he does is he splits the screen one way constantly for the whole entire attack, and you just need to dodge the bullets that spawn from it. So what I found is a good strategy is to go to a corner. I go to the bottom left corner. In both cases, whether he splits horizontally or vertically, doesn't matter, you just go to the left corner. Well, it matters against which wall you hug, but you go to the corner and you go against the second bullet. So in this case, right here, as you can see, I'm against the second bullet. And what you can do is you can look for the gap where the bullets are apart, not next to each other, but apart, and just move down into that gap. So as you can see here, I just move down. Boop. Easy. Move down, and then immediately go back to that original spot here, against the middle bullet. Again, in this case, I move down first, and then I move back. Very easy to dodge. This case, I move up a little bit. I was already up, but you can move up a little bit, and then move back down. Very simple. Here, you don't even need to move. You just wait, and then move up or down. Next one, there's two here, so you need to move up and then back down. And don't get hit by that. Don't move back that early. Sometimes I get hit by that, so wait for the next attack to spawn. And again, here, just move up, out the way, and then move back, and the attack is essentially over. That's the whole attack. Nothing much else I can say there. Pretty easy. You can see some more of those. I'll explain a little bit more for the different variations of the attack. Next one is this knife attack. What I do is hug the left wall, just stay here and go up and down, up and down. And I look about here on the board to see where I need to move next. So in this case, I know that I don't need to move because I'm already there. So what I do is I keep an eye on the heart, and I also keep an eye on this spot right here. As you can see, there's currently nothing here, so I just stay in the same spot. And now I can see that this spot moved down. I need to be here, so I start moving down. As you can see here, I start moving down. Here I don't do anything. Now the spot is here, I start moving down. Start moving down. Again, I'm already here, so I don't move. Then it's going up, so I start moving up. Again, it's going down, so I start moving down. Nothing. It starts moving up, so I start moving up as well. It starts moving up again, so I start moving up again. You don't need to use the slow mode, which is by pressing, I think, shift, you go slower. You don't need that. You just lightly tap your keys, you're gonna be fine. And again, you just keep dodging like this. Look at this spot. You're higher, so you need to go down, and you're gonna time it about right. Then there's this part. When it stops, you just wait for it to stop and see where there's a hole and just go to that hole. You're gonna have enough time. As you can see, I'm already stopped and they haven't even started attacking. So you can be fine there. Again, wait for them to stop, like this. Boop, they stop. I see a hole right next to me. Go into the hole. They're not gonna touch you. Even if you're touching the red line, I think they're still not gonna hit you because they nerfed this attack, so you're gonna be fine. That's attack done. Defend, attack with Root Buster, and attack with Roll Save. Everything as usual. Next attack is, what is this? The red line attack. First red line attack is when he's going to spawn one red line, and then he's going to keep increasing it for the duration of this attack at least. For this attack, what I recommend is waiting for it to spawn, and when you see it spawn, you go either down or up. So in this case, I go down, dodge it, wait for it to spawn, go up, dodge it, wait for it to spawn, go down, and if it spawns onto you, so you can see here, I couldn't stay here, so I just move out the way. Just move out the way and then go up again. I went to the left because I want to be in the middle. Again, don't get hit, go down. There's nothing here, so I could have just stayed in place. I could have gone all the way down. Also for this attack, the same way I said for the first attack, you should gain TP. For this attack, you should also try to gain TP because this is an easy attack. So as you can see from the very beginning, I'm trying to stay as close to these lines as possible so that the outside line flashes and gives me TP. Like this, I try to stay close so that I get some TP. I didn't get any there, but it's fine. Here again, I'm trying to stay close to get some TP. Here, this is a good attack to gather some TP because it's not hard and it's pretty slow, so you can get some TP. So the next attack is the second star attack. For this attack, it's pretty much the same as the first one, except there's more stars and more pellets that come out of the stars when they explode. So use the same strategy. Stay on the left side as I do here. You don't need to try and gather TP on this one as you did on the first one, because by this point, if you kept attacking the whole time, you're going to have enough damage and enough TP for the rest of the fight. So again, stay on the left side and just dodge whenever they're trying to hit you. Like this, I just move out the way, down, like this. Once they turn red, use the same strategy as before, find a big open space, like this one, and this time it doesn't move so much, it moves a little bit less, so as you can see, this star doesn't move too much, it moves like not even half this board. So essentially, when they turn red, find a big open space, like here, and move a little bit to the right of this space, so about here. As you can see, well, I gathered a little bit extra TP, you can see I touched these two, but move about here, the space ends up here, and when it explodes, see where the pellets go, and just dodge them. By tapping the keys lightly, they're not very fast, so you can just pretty much stay in the same place or move a little bit to the left, right, up or down, you're gonna be fine. So this is the second jaw attack, where he can now, instead of just splitting it one way, in this case it's vertically, but he can also split the other way, so in this case he would be splitting horizontally also. It's completely random, he can split as many times vertically as horizontally, or he can split vertically just once and then the rest is horizontally. It's completely random, but the same strategy for this one. Stay against the second bullet and just dodge like this. But then you also need to look at what the next split is going to be. So in this case, when he splits vertically, he splits and he starts splitting the other way. So I look at it, I'm like, okay, I know that I need to move because he's splitting the other way. So I move out of the attack and then I move down to this spot in the same corner, but to the bottom, because now I'm dodging the other way. And again, you can see against the second pellet, I can just move to the right and back. As you can see, I move to the right and back, and then I know that he's splitting the other way, so I need to move to the left wall now, against the second pellet again, and he's splitting the other way again, so I dodge and move down to the bottom, and now I move to the left again, dodge. This time he split the same way, so I just go back to here, dodge, he split this way now, so I go down. You shouldn't get hit by the actual split, because if you do stand on this red line, you're going to get hit, but you shouldn't if you stay in the corner. That's the whole attack, pretty much. It ends here. And the next attack is the second... What is this? I don't know. The blade tunnel attack, let's call it that. This time, the blades don't just come from the right, they come from all sides. As you can see, these first ones come from the right, and then they start coming from up here, and so on. This is a very difficult attack compared to the previous one, because it's not very intuitive where the blades are going to end up. But the way that I found that I can pretty easily dodge it is just move right and left. You just move right and left about here this much. You don't need to move too much, you just right and left here in the middle. You're going to be fine. As you can see, I stay in the middle and I move nowhere. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. If you feel like you're going to get hit, as I thought I was going to get hit by these, you can move up or down a little bit. It's fine. As you can see, I just keep moving right and left, just stay in these gaps between the blades, right and left, and then I move a little bit up because I moved down. I could have theoretically just stayed in the middle. I felt like I was going to get hit, so I moved up a little bit and just wait for this to happen. Again, wait for it to stop. See a hole here, here, here. I went for this one, go in the hole. They're not even starting to attack, you're already there, and just dodge. Just like that. This attack is very unintuitive compared to the other one because the blades coming from all sides, it's very difficult to predict where they end up. But with practice, you're just gonna feel like you already know where they're coming from because they just repeat the same pattern every game. So this attack is pretty much the same every time, the same pattern. So if you just move right and left the same way every time, you're probably gonna dodge it almost every time. I think there's some slight variation, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel too different every time. It really doesn't. Alright, on to the next attack. Again, oh, this is the moment where I didn't have enough TP. Yes. So as you can see, I have 20 TP. If I defend, I'm going to have 36. It's not enough for Root Buster, so in this case, I just attack with Chris, attack with Susie, and attack with Trollsave. All three of them. That means I gather some TP here, and I gather some TP in the next attack, and then after the next attack, I'll have enough TP for Root Buster. So, next attack is... So this is probably the most difficult attack out of all of them. The only other ones that might be more difficult than this are these white star attacks because they are random and there's a lot of stars, so the pellets can end up anywhere and you can just accidentally get hit. But this one is the most difficult probably. And it's very similar to the previous one where you had the blades, except this time there's some blades that are spinning around you, so you need to dodge those as well. It just limits where you can go within the blocks. So for this one you use not exactly the same strategy, but you use you could say the correct strategy is you don't dodge up or down, right and left, you actually dodge it said perpendicular, I think it's perpendicular. So essentially if the blade is going this way, you dodge cross pattern this way. So in this case, I would go here. As you can see, I go here. For this one, I go straight up because it's going like this. So I go cross pattern up. And at the same time, you also look at the blades that are spinning around you so that you don't run into them. And preferably look at the next blade. And in case, this blade was like here, I would be moving over to the right so I can then go like this. For this one, I see that it's here, so I move down. And I move left because I immediately see this one, so I can then go from left to right, as you can see here. This one, again, I move to here. And this one, I move to the right. And this one, I move up and to the bottom left, as you can see, like this. Yep, I move like this and this, essentially. They expanded a little bit. For this one, I moved up. That's fine, I didn't get hit. And for this one, I moved down because I have a lot of space. It's a very difficult attack. You're probably going to die the most, not die the most, but get hit the most by this one. if you're gonna perfect every other one, because I still get hit by this one quite often. But again, more practice, you're gonna get better at it. At some point, you're gonna be able to dodge very consistently. The most difficult part is when they are very close together like this. This is the most difficult part. To dodge this correctly, it's very difficult. You need to move very little, as you can see, very little, and then the next one, very little, and for this one as well, very little. So the next attack is, again, this cross attack. For this one, you can use the same strategy for the previous one as for this one that I'm going to tell you right now, but for the previous one, it's not really necessary because it's a lot easier. This one, what I do is I go all the way down. As you can see from the very beginning that the attack starts, I immediately start going down. You can go up or down, right and left, but I just chose up and down. So I go down, wait for it to spawn, and then I just go straight up. Just straight up. It's not gonna hit you most of the time. As you can see, it doesn't hit me. And then I wait for it to spawn up here, and I go down. And if you feel like it's gonna hit you, just move a little bit out of the way. It's most of the time it's not gonna hit you, but if you feel like it is, then just move out the way. And again, wait for it to spawn, go up here. Again, I felt like it was gonna hit me. I went the wrong way, but I still didn't get hit, thankfully. Again, spawns, go straight down. As you can see here, it wouldn't have hit me. There's just a bunch of space right under it. Doesn't hit me. And final one, go up. And it, yeah, move a little bit to the right so it doesn't hit you, just to make sure. There's another one. All right. And just straight down. As you can see, it doesn't hit you here. And that's pretty much the whole attack. Pretty easy, I would say. One of the easier ones. So the next attack is the third star attack. The third star attack is a little different, or, well, it's not just a little different, it's quite a bit different than the first two star attacks. The start is the same. You stay on the left side, as I do here, and just dodge them until they turn red. As you can see, I just stay on the left, dodge, dodge, and they turn red pretty quickly. I mean, as you can see, there's barely anything on the screen at all, and they already turn red. Again, same strategy, find a big space, just this time it's much closer, because they don't travel that far. They go like 1 star across and then they explode. So in this case, I found this space and I thought these ones would be here, and I would go here and there would be a big space here, as I can see here. So I do exactly that. I go here, hide here, and they explode. Each star only explodes into 2 projectiles. As you can see, it's either up or down or like diagonally somewhere. So it's not that many projectiles to dodge, but the thing is that they turn into these red projectiles next, and they go towards the position that you last were in when they transformed. So in case of this one, which is the first one that transformed, I'm right here. So this one would go to this position. So if you look at this, follow it with the mouse, you can see it ends up where I was when it spawned. So the strategy for this one is to not go back. So if you go up, you don't go back down. You keep moving around in a circle. So yeah, that's basically the strategy. Just keep moving in a circle and hope that they don't hit you. Because sometimes if you're too fast, they can still hit you. Because if you look at this position, this one on the bottom here just transforms, and I'm here. If I make it all the way down to here before this flies to here, then it could hit me. But normally it doesn't. As you can see, I'm just barely missing it by a little bit. So just keep moving forward and don't go back, and you're going to be able to dodge this pretty consistently, in the sense that, of course, if you get randomly hit, then you're going to be pretty frustrated, because this is almost the end. This is the last attack of the first set of attacks that the knight uses, and the 2 sets that he uses is one set which is infinite, pretty much. As long as you can survive, he's gonna have attacks that repeat and get faster and harder. And then there's the second set, which is the ending set. This is the last attack in my fight, because I did enough damage that now it goes into the ending set of attacks. So in this case, the next attack will be the first attack from the ending set. So the first attack from the ending sequence here is the red cross attack, just harder. As you can see, I'll go down already because I know it's the next attack, and as you can see, it's the red attack, the red cross attack. Again, you can just go up and down. You're most likely not going to get hit. You can just move left and right in case you feel like you are going to get hit, as I move there left a little bit. Again, you go down, left maybe a little bit because I felt like I was going to get hit there. Go up, nothing. Go down, a little bit to the left. And then it's this part. This part is a single line that he just keeps hitting over and over again, and it goes in a circle like this. It first shows you which way it goes, which direction it turns. As you can see, it starts spinning. What you do here is just stand in one place for the first, what is this, a second or so. So when it turns into this, you just stand in one place, figure out where he's gonna stop. Basically, I just stay here. I see that he's spinning slowly this way, so I keep following it. And then he starts hitting. You need to be on one side and just keep going around. It's not faster than you. It's not going to catch up to you as long as you keep going without slowing down. So that's not so difficult. I feel like it's not so difficult. And this is almost the end. At this point, it doesn't really matter what you attack with. As you can see, I just keep attacking normally. I don't think I even use Root Buster here. I don't remember. But it doesn't really matter what you attack with, because the next thing he does now is transforms. Well, he does this animation. After this attack, if you hit him, the fight ends, but if you don't hit him, then, well, the fight continues until you hit him. I think that's how that works. So at this point, again, I did use Root Buster here. It's not necessary at all. You can check somewhere else. Maybe it is necessary. I don't think it is. And here, after the transformation, he does the big attack. He spawns in the middle here, and he pulls in these stars. So what you want to do here is stand right about here. So it's about, if you divide the screen into 4 parts, then stand about here, in the middle of, like, this bottom left part, here and to here, somewhere here, stand here, and then just go left and right to dodge these. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and eventually they're gonna start turning into these big waves. If you start about here, you're gonna end up on the correct side of the wave, which is, I'm actually not sure, is it this side or this side, but basically it's not so problematic, it doesn't really matter. At this point, when he starts doing the waves, you can touch the knight itself. He doesn't have a hitbox, but these attacks do. So as you can see, I'm gonna go through here and I'm basically gonna touch his head. For some reason, these don't have a hitbox right here. Somehow I didn't touch any of those. They just have a really small hitbox, I guess. But you basically need to go around and around. So let me go rewind back a little bit. As you can see, go around, very close to him, and end up down here. Again, the same space where you started. Just go back to here and go as low as possible, because these attacks are really fast at the start. As you can see, they dish out really fast and then they slow down and get bigger. Problem with these is that they have very weird hitboxes. I have gotten hit twice, only here. Just dodge them as precisely as possible. Just evade them as much as you can, and then at the end, this is pretty easy. It just explodes and you just go into the middle of one of these and you're gonna be fine. They're very slow and they fade really fast. As you can see, I was basically on top of it. And that's the last attack. At this point, if you even hit him once, he's gonna be dead. So at this point, it doesn't matter how you hit him, as long as you just hit him once. See, if Alce hits him, the fight is over. The thing is that after this star attack that I showed before this ending sequence starts, there's this star attack. If you don't beat him before the star attack, aka you don't do enough damage, so after this star attack, the next attack, the very next attack after the star attack, from my experience, always is going to be another jaw attack, just a very difficult version. Let me show you that real quick. So here, this is the third. Is this the third jaw attack? I think it's the third jaw attack after that, immediately after that third star attack. The difference between this and the previous one is that it's essentially the same, except now he can also split diagonally, and that's really difficult to dodge. Let me show you real quick. So I dodged the first one just fine. Again, the same exact way against this one. Go up, back down. But now he does this. And the screen splits, obviously not to the side, but diagonally. And it pulls the heart in very weird ways. And as you can see these bullets, now intuitively you would think, now because you got pulled this way, you're going to get pulled back this way. So if I just stay here, I'm going to get pulled back into here, essentially. That's not the case. As you can see, I get pulled down here into this bullet. Because, well, that's where the box ends up somehow. And I get hit. And if I go forward a little bit, he's going to do one of these. I don't get hit by these. As you can see, I don't take any damage. Don't take any damage here. Don't take any damage here. I'm just fine. But then the moment he splits it diagonally again, what he does is he does these weird bullets, and I don't know how to dodge this. I genuinely don't know. I'm guessing here you would need to go a little bit to the right to dodge this, and then back to dodge these two. That's the gap. So I go up, dodge this, and then go back down is what I should have done to dodge these two. And, well, I got hit. I was too slow. So I have not dodged this attack, this third jaw attack. I don't think once, but I don't need to because my fight strategy got me only to the 3rd star attack, so I'm fine. That being said, that's pretty much the whole fight. There's nothing else here. Again, if you wanted to see my stats, here they are again. Chris, then there's Susie, and then there's Rosé. You can pause the video and continue as you wish. That being said, I hope you learned something. I hope you can take something away from this and hopefully beat the knight more easily or even beat him with no hits one day. And, well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see me do similar videos to this, some tutorials or something like that, comment down below what kind of game you want me to do a tutorial on or what kind of game to try out, and I'm gonna look into it. Maybe I'll do, because this was quite fun. Honestly, the 10 hours of pain was quite fun. I liked fighting the knight. The soundtrack probably carried, if I'm being honest. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and most importantly, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.